With so many patterns, colors, and sizes to choose from, you'll want a shag rug in every room. Pile height measures thickness and comfort. Higher pile shags are perfect for bedrooms. Shags also reduce noise, making your home calmer. Shop thousands of shag rugs on wayfair.com.
You love to hear people with their own opinions because their opinions you don't really get to hear all the time.
And after 3 years of lies and smears and slander, the Russia hoax is finally dead.
I'll get back to you when it's over. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? It is the 11th of October, and you see our special guest today. Linda Paris from McAllister Television. Can you hear me?
Hold on. Can you hear me?
We're good to go. Can I get a 5-5 from everybody? Are we good to go? Is the music good? Can you hear Linda? Can you hear me? If so, that is perfect. I know that we are on competing, with views because of the rally tonight in Louisiana. But it is what it is. I want to get some. But let me see. All right, we are 5-5. Good. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat real quick. All my friends. Caffeine Addict, what is up? Shannon, welcome. Brown Paw 68. Oh my goodness, it's going way too fast. All right, let's see. Buck Whiskey, what's up? Sunny Skies, hello. Ron Sheckelson, what's up, my man? Tom Seaton, hello. Where are you guys from? We have Susan from the UK. Welcome aboard. Who else is in here? Brian West, Almost Heaven. I haven't seen that name in a long time. Patricia Serdal says, love you, Linda and Thomas. Very nice. Bonnie is saying Miss Snarky McAllister is 5x5. We got Scotty Barker from Australia. Welcome aboard. Perfect. Linda, I am so glad to have you aboard. I know we've been trying to do this for a long time, haven't we?
I know. It's like the powers that be just don't want us to get together and talk about some of these deeper, deep state, crazy things that we talk about when we're not doing this.
Absolutely. Like we've been trying to do this for about 2 months now, maybe even longer. Yeah. But it's finally good to have you aboard here. We're over 300 people right now watching, so that's good. I know the rally will come on soon, but we're going to talk about some stuff today that I think is important that I'm sure POTUS will talk about tonight as well. Before we get into all of this, guys, would you please click that like button? Also, click that notification bell so when I post to this channel or go live, you're the first to know. Guys, if you want to donate to this channel, you can go to the super chat below the chat box. You can also go to the PayPal, Patreon, PO box, and True Reporting merch. So guys, if you want to, even if everyone pitched in $2, it would help in entirely, because this is how you combat censorship, with donating to a free platform where we bring you the real news, not this phony garbage Shepard Smith news. He got fired today, by the way. Did you see that? Yeah. Let's start off with that real quick, because that is groundbreaking. Like, if you guys didn't know about this, Shepard Smith was carried out by authorities today. Not policemen, but I think he was like, I'm not going anywhere, blah blah blah. And then they had people like that work at Fox News had to take him out physically. Which, go for it.
I was just going to say, working at CNN
yes.
for 17 years, that's what happens. They have security come and escort you out. And believe me, I was there. I saw a lot of people come and a lot of people go. And a lot of people, they weren't expecting it, and they did have to be escorted out, because they're like, what the hell? I've been working here for, 25 years, and you're going to throw me out right before my pension. They get violent. Some of them get agitated. I wonder if that's what happened with him.
I'm sure it did. He was way up high on the totem pole. And I saw POTUS he was talking about before he left for Louisiana. He was saying that his ratings, he has the worst ratings on Fox, so they canned him. But he says, in quote, and I saw it in the chat, he says he quit. Oh, bull crap. You didn't quit, you got fired, and then you're going to cry about it like a little baby because you didn't get your way. And he's the enemy too. Let's be honest. He hates Trump. So I can't trust that guy anyways. I don't even think I've ever really watched him. Have you?
I don't. I can't stand him. But Thomas, do you remember when Rupert Murdoch and President Trump met in Scotland at the his Trump, is it Turnberry or something like that?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And they met there. He met with Rupert Murdoch, and I remember this because Jerry Hall was with him. He had just married Jerry Hall, and I remember I was just waking up, right? And I saw that Jerry Hall, Mick Jagger's former wife,
sure,
she was a supermodel from the 70s. And she never looked more like a man than she does now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she's like towering over him. I mean, it's kind of like Kissinger and his wife, where... So, but yeah, I thought to myself, because all this stuff was busting loose, I thought, oh, they're going to be the king and the queen of the New World Order, because she's marrying Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch is all about the New World Order. He is, so I wonder what happened at that meeting with President Trump at Turnberry, because it seems like President Trump was telling him something like, you know what, we got the military in on this. And because Fox, they straddle that line back and forth.
Yeah. Somebody, Ron Sheckelson, one of my mods, says Jerry is a unisex name as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, they do that. They put it in their names. Like I'm just going to say Joan Crawford, because everybody can pretty much look at Joan Crawford and see the man.
Sure.
But Crawford is a man's name. And of course you could Joan.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah. Money Shot says, Thomas, you okay? I'm just checking. I'm actually pretty sick right now, guys. I'm not, I don't know. I just came back from Orlando not too long ago. What was that, Saturday? And me and a friend of mine, he is extremely sick too. And, we're kind of joking, but it's like, what if they use like some kind of like biochemical like weapon or something, like something that they like hit with everybody in, like, there must have been 50,000 people there. Like, and it's like, I'm never sick. I'm never ever sick like this. So I'm glad that we're able to do this. I'm not going to focus on that anymore. We need to talk about what took place yesterday. There was a huge rally, Linda. There was 20,000 people inside, 25,000 outside. Over 100,000 people said they were going to go. We were talking before we went live, and we were saying that he's going to win 95% of the country. I believe. I think he's going to. I don't know if he'll win New York. I don't know if he's going to win, Boston or, Massachusetts, Vermont, those right there. I think he's going to win California, to be honest. What do you think about that? You think that it's going to be it's going to be entirety of red?
I think we're going to be surprised. And I think with the voter ID and I think we don't know everything yet that they're doing to ensure the fairness of the 2020 election, because the voter fraud goes deep,
So deep.
So deep. I mean, they're always finding new ways to do it. And so, but I think that because I saw in the mega memes a long time ago, I saw voter fraud trap. I think that was the name of a folder, actually. And
okay.
Yeah, so it was all a trap, the Alabama elections, and I think there were other traps.
Correct. Yes, that was a trap. They do you think they'll switch it up? Do you think we'll still stay electronic, or do you think we'll go to paper vote by then? We got about 13 months left.
That's a pretty long time in Trump time.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think? You think we'll go over to that maybe? So it's secured?
Well, Soros owned all the voting machines when I voted.
Yes.
But I did the paper ballot in the voting machine. You take a picture of it, and you've got documentation of it, and you run it through a copy machine thing, and they register your vote. So it's not technically the voting machine. You're doing the paper thing in a machine. But the actual voting machines were all the ones that Soros had control of. So I did the paper thing. It took a lot longer, but
sure. I think that's what they should go to, though. Rhonda, thank you for that super chat, by the way. Rhonda Limker, always in here stopping by. Thank you. So another thing took place, and I'm going to bring that up about what POTUS said about Biden. And guys, this was hilarious. Let me bring it up real quick. We all know what I'm talking about, where he said, excuse me, that Biden was only good and only with Obama because he was kissing his ass. That's the only thing he was good at. And again, and I saw, what is his name? Jim Acosta saying that he's brought the level of being president down to a new low by saying that. And I tweeted back at him. I was just like, you're an agent. You're paid to say that. Like, there's not one sincere bone in your body. He's a bum.
And in comparison to all the things they've said about the president of the United States, I think that's a pretty stupid statement on his part. But he's just such a little pussy.
This is true.
Can I say that on YouTube?
What's that?
Can I say that on YouTube?
I don't care. Yeah, I know. You know the keywords we can't say. We can swear all we want to. I don't care.
We can say pussy all we want to.
Yeah, I mean, what? I'll drop a couple of F-bombs here and there on the chat. Not the chat necessarily, but in my podcast. Let me bring this up where he says, where POTUS says, not POTUS. Yeah. Let me find it.
He said a lot of things in the rally last night that I was like screaming at the top of my, and he said, these people are sick. And whenever he says it, he leans in like this. He goes, these people are sick. And he makes a point of it. He said that at least 2 times, but maybe more.
Absolutely. He will say anything, but these are the things that, he said a lot of things that 17 said, right?
Right.
These people are sick. He points to the baby. The baby's wearing a freaking Q onesie on it. Into next. Thank you for that super chat. Where is the National Guard tonight in California? Great question. And we're going to get to California. real quick, let me bring that up. If you want to get into it real quick about what you think's taking place in California, prayers to anyone who lives there, by the way. But Linda, if you want to get into that while I look for this clip, I'd appreciate it.
I think it's pretty obvious what's going on in California. They use the direct energy weapons on them all through 2016 and 17. And it seems like they stepped it up a little bit in the first part of 17, probably because they were angry at the election. But I noticed that this whole business now, it's like they're saying they had to cut off the electricity because they were worried about fires. Well, they started all the fires, number one, and then they created conditions where the fires would catch on because they cut off water supplies around. And people from California will know more about it than I do, but I know they deliberately caused droughting in areas so that when they hit those fires, they would just
correct. All right, I got the clip real quick. Let me bring it in here, and so you guys could check this out. So this is the president saying what you think he is going to say. Yeah, check it.
And your father was never considered smart. He was never considered a good senator. He was only a good vice president because he understood how to kiss Barack Obama's ass. Here's Hunter being examined by Sleepy Eyes Chuck Todd or some of these people.
He is trolling the deep state to no end. That rally, he went above and beyond. If you could hear that real quick, I know I had the music playing, I had to cut that off. He's just saying that Biden had to kiss up to Barack Obama, kiss his ass. And he was slamming Hunter. Where's Hunter? Remember, we got to make shirts. I know, what is his name? Space Shot is actually making T-shirts that say "Where's Hunter?" Very smart. Yeah. So, yeah.
He was unbelievable last night. And I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I've got the rally on. I'm kind of got it on over here. But last night, wow, I was blown away by it. And when he said the thing about Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, where he was going, "Oh, I love you, Lisa, I love you, I love you, I love you so much. Don't worry, darling, we're going to get him," and all of this. And he just kept going on and on with that. I have a feeling that a lot of what we listened to really had a double meaning to it. And
100%. I think he said something like, "We're gonna get that son of a bitch" or something like that.
That's what he said.
I was like, okay, and I can feel, I'll be honest with you guys, when these rallies come on, I'm standing 3 feet from my television. I'm watching this. This is bigger than, I'd rather watch this than anything else. Anything. I love it. It's like watching WrestleMania. It's so entertaining. He's
so entertaining.
Yes. So entertaining. He's something to watch. He's very special, and God's got his hands on him, on his shoulders for sure.
And Thomas, we're having history hidden from us. We don't know what the hell, is going on. They're destroying things. You always hear about them destroying historical archaeological artifacts. And here we are, we get to watch history happen. So not only is it extremely entertaining, we are living history right now when we see things like him last night. I think that's going to be one for the history books.
100%. With everything that's going on, I always say this, that we're put here, that we're here to witness this for a reason. Like this timeline, me, you, we're up to almost 800 people watching right now. So this is a pretty good crowd tonight. Especially combating the rally right now. Is he on right now?
No, he's not. The little right side broadcasting guy.
All right, good. I wonder why he's on late. He'll probably be on any second now.
They said something about him getting a late start or something, so he's going to be arriving.
God, the man is 73 years old, 72, and he just did a rally yesterday, and now he's doing one today. He's on 4 hours of sleep. He's a machine. I love it.
He was energized last night too. He seemed like he was just ready to go. He even mentioned that. He's like, I'm feeding off the energy.
I'm like, of course you are. Hey guys, real quick, there's 262 likes and there's 737 people in here. Can we get to 700 likes? If you hear mine and Linda's voice, let's click that like button, please, because this is her first time on here on the live show. We've talked before, but yeah, I think, Linda, we should do this more often. This is good.
I definitely, because we can talk. I think that we should actually talk about a lot of the stuff that's happening, but we also have talked about the idea that we want to get into some of this. We know we're in for a shock. Q has already told us.
Yes.
So I know you and I have had this conversation where it's kind of fascinating getting into all of these theories about what could possibly be happening, what we're going to learn.
I can't even imagine with cures and the truth of what everything is. It's going to throw everyone upside down. That's what's going to happen. The boards should be up any day. I know I keep saying that. I mean, they're trying to bring in board owners in now. Definitely if you're on Twitter, if you guys are on Twitter, first off, follow me at TRUreporting. Where do we follow you at, Linda?
I think I have about 7 Twitter accounts.
Oh, do you? What's your main one you use?
It's on my it's in my description, and it's on my blog too. It says follow me. I rotate them because they shadow ban me, like I'll get
Sure.
so many and then it'll just stop. And then I hit tweet and my tweet disappears and nobody ever sees it.
Weird. Yeah, and guys, if you want to ask a question, super chat your question and I'll read it. Because it's going to be kind of a conversation just between me and Linda. But if you have a question for Linda, definitely, or me, super chat it in and we'll read your question right then and there. What are we witnessing right now, Linda? What is this? What is this reality? Let's just get into that. What do you think this is?
Well, I think it's a number of things. I think number one, these people are having a breakdown because they don't have their drugs and things that they're normally getting. And I think these people had serious addiction problems before everything got cut off, because look at Hillary and Smelly Pants, as I like to call her. Look at Smelly Pants Clinton, when those balloons went up and she was like, she looked like she was like a 2-year-old child, her eyes bugging out of her head, looking all around, and all of them are doing this. Every time you look at a picture of Hollywood, they've all got their eyes bugged out of there. They look like they're about ready to climb out of the screen and grab you, They look insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So, go ahead. Continue, please.
I was going to say, I think we're witnessing them breaking down. And I think at the same time, I love watching this too, because Q talked about the kill box.
Yes.
All this other stuff is coming at them from all these different angles while they're having physical breakdowns and they can't get a hold of what they need, what they normally have had. And so we're seeing people who are not connected to reality.
Do you think we'll see, I've talked about this, do you think we'll see them in handcuffs? Or do you think they'll just disappear?
No, I think we're going to see them on trial. I don't know if we'll actually technically get to see them carted away in handcuffs, but Court TV's coming back. It's going to be online. These people are going to jail. They're going to Gitmo. There's going to be tribunals. And I'm not sure. See, they say we won't get to see all the tribunals. Well, how many indictments do we have? Like too many to watch all the trials.
What is the indictment count up to? 180,000? Is it that much?
It's over 100,000. I know that.
Maybe it was like 128,000, something like that, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, that's another thing that with this like prison reform and they're getting people out of prison, they're making room for these people. Like that's what they're doing. Like, obviously you're not going to have Hillary Clinton thrown in a New York jail. Obviously these people are going to go to Cuba. But, the lower, less, the congressmen and so on and so forth, CEOs, I mean, these people will be jailed. They've done so much destruction, irreversible at this point, irreversible destruction to this planet, to humanity. Jack Rooney says 128,000 indictments. That's what I thought. Grandpa C, Linda, will you marry me? That's what he says for a super chat.
Okay.
But yeah, I think, and I said this from the beginning. I said that, and I was wrong. I said that I think they'll do this secretly.
But I have a child.
Yeah. Yep. Pay that child support. I said in the beginning that I think we won't see these people in handcuffs, but I stand corrected. My friend was saying that means that's more secretive. It's more secretness against the people. We have got to take this like a blow to the head to wake everyone up and see. We physically see these people in handcuffs. That's going to make it 100% in stone instead of it happening behind the scene. So I think you're right. I think we're going to see these people in handcuffs.
Also, I had a conversation with someone who was asking me the question, when do you think everybody will know it will be the sign that this whole thing is, it's crossed over that hump, and it's completely going down. And I said, well, Hillary Clinton has to be arrested. She has to be. I mean, this country will not be able to take another step forward until that witch is arrested and until
a literal witch.
And we need to see it. We need to see the whole thing,
Right.
Yeah. So that's just my opinion, but I do think that that's going to be the turning point that's when everybody's going to know.
Here's a question for you. KZ Gypsy Muse says, and thank you for the super chat. Did you see President Carter's new black eye?
Oh, no.
You didn't see it?
I haven't seen it.
It's the lefty. It's that left eye. I said, people asked me before. I said, he's like in his 90s. He probably fell and split his head open. I think he probably fell. I don't think it's this left eye cult thing. He's been in that since day one. Could be, though. I could be completely wrong, but it is very strange that he's doing Habitat for Humanity at 93 years old. He can barely lift a hammer. He looks like he's, knocking on death's door, and now he's got a giant black and blue eye on the eye that the symbolism and all that kind of stuff. That's what they were asking, but
well, I was going to say about
Yes.
Jimmy Carter, this keystone, how Q is always talking about the keystone. Jimmy Carter signed some piece of legislation, and I don't remember what it was, but it catapulted the New World Order forward. So that one thing that he did was treasonous. And I think, I've seen a lot of memes in those mega meme folders with his face on it. And I think it said something like, there's a crew of them, that are all going to go down. I think it's 5 of them and he's one of them. But I think it probably has much more to do with that one thing he did, which was the Keystone Law or whatever he passed enabled this whole thing to go forward. So there's
Right.
something.
Sorry. He's definitely part of the problem. He's on his way out. All these people are on their way out. What are we here to expect though? Like, I want to get more into that. I want to know what is this? What are we going to see by 2020? Obviously 17's going to come back here any day and start talking about what needs to be talked about. He's going to be giving us facts. Too much is happening. There's so much to take in at this point. And they've prepared us for it. I know 17's prepared us. So what do you think is going to happen by 2020? By this time next year?
By this time next year, I think these things are going to start going into gear this month. Like, I think in
Really?
a couple weeks, stuff is going to start going down. It's Red October. And,
It is, yes.
Q was telling us all about that. And look what's happening. Biden's going down. I mean, he's going to go down. This guy's, he's cuckoo. I mean, he's
a criminal.
But there's something wrong with him. It's like he's not all there. And this whole business of just coming out and, he's accused of intimidating a prosecutor. Well, what's he doing now? He's like calling up Fox News, telling him not to have Rudy Giuliani on it. He's doing exactly that thing that he's accused of,
Right, it's just projection. The entirety of it is just all projection. So I think, I don't know. You're right, and I know, why does, like with his eye, like his red eye and his teeth are falling out when he's talking, and,
Biden?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I hadn't noticed that because I'm busy listening to it. He's always like, you better, like he always speaks with this authority in his voice, like he was doing in front of the Council of Foreign Relations. Did you see that where he had just admitted it?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, he was talking to the Council of Foreign Relations and he said that, and the Council of Foreign Relations, as it's come up, it's got all the original Illuminati bloodlines in it. So it's definitely a tool, has been a tool to lead up to the United Nations and all of this one world order. So Biden's in front of them and he's talking about, I told that guy, he better fire that prosecutor and get him off my son's case. And you know what? He did it. And he's like bragging and they're all like, ha, 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 like kind of good old boy punching him. But case closed. I don't even know why he's up there talking now. He's already admitted it on video. We're done.
People are still asleep to it. This guy could put a gun in a woman's mouth and they would be like, but he's joking. Like, I love old Joe. They're this asleep. I mean, they're burning. They're causing fires outside of POTUS rallies and stuff. These people are legitimately asleep. Like, you can't. They're dangerous. At this point, they'll do anything. So, I don't know. Yeah, he basically, to us, he's basically threw it out there, right? Like he's saying, they fired the prosecutor. He basically pushed this guy into doing it, and they're basically just projecting what Biden did onto POTUS, which is garbage. But it is what it is. Christina Estabrook says, anything on Canada? The media is not letting any news out on Sockboy/Trudeau. Anything on Canada?
I've got something.
Okay, yeah. These questions are, for you.
This guy, Norman, God, I'm sorry, I can't remember his last name. He's going to kill me. But he is suing he's not suing. He's having Trudeau. I'm trying to see if I have his Norman. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, Norman. I can't think of your last name. But he's having Trudeau arrested. And this was approved by judges and everything. There's an arrest warrant out for Trudeau based on crimes that Trudeau has been committing right out in front of everybody, kind of like our politicians. But Canadian law has this guy, Travesey, that's his name, Norman Travesey. And he comes from a family lineage.
Yes, Christina Estabrook said Norman Travesey is bringing charges.
That's who he is, yeah. Exactly, Christine. And I talked to him on the phone, and he also has some really interesting information about the Pickens pig farm that was up there in Canada. He said that was a CIA op, and I wanted to talk to him about that. So I've got to get back with Norman and do an update. And I was going to do an interview with him, and he's going to let me know all about that. I know he was in court the other day, and he said they didn't have such a great day in court. But I've been so busy myself, all this stuff is happening that I hadn't had a chance to talk to him. But so far it's going through, this arrest warrant.
Oh, with Trudeau. So, yeah, I mean, they're saying, I think he won't get voted back in. We see Australia. We see Ukraine. We see New Zealand. We see Russia. We see all of these countries. They're falling in line. Boris Johnson, the UK. We're seeing Italy. Jesus, I could keep going. You know, we're seeing all these people follow in the path. They're getting elected on anti-corruption. All Trudeau is pure corruption. So, you know, Canadians out there, vote him the hell out. Get him out of there. Bring somebody in so that you will prosper along with us and all these other countries out here. They're following in the footsteps of POTUS. They're following in the footsteps of anti-corruption because of 17. We all know what's going on. Everyone knows what's going on. So Trudeau's going to definitely probably get some charges. I think you're right. And I think that person that told you that is for sure telling the truth. I wanted to get back onto PG&E. Like, there are over 800,000 people right this very minute that have no power. No power. I believe there's fires there now, guys. If any, can anyone validate that? Linda, have you heard anything about a fire there right now?
I saw that on, I think it was the Gateway Pundit right before we, came on here. And I just knew this. It seemed like they were priming everything for a fire. And that's what they do, that's what they do. That's how they control the population out there in California. It's like, it's an act of war. I mean, I really think it is. And I guess they can't go in and arrest them all. Jerry Brown and this governor.
Sure.
I think the governor's the one who's doing it.
Jeff Stewart asks, Linda, what is Truman's favorite book? I don't know who Truman is. Is that the dog?
That's my dog.
Okay, yeah, I thought that's what you told me. Yeah, I remember. Okay.
I think it's Winners Aren't Losers.
Winners Aren't Losers. By who?
By President Donald J. Trump.
Nice. Never heard of that book. Maybe I should pick that one up.
No, I don't know if it's a real book, but there's a meme of President Trump sitting with a kid in his lap, one of his kids, and it says, "Winners aren't losers." Oh
yeah. I've seen that. Yeah, they're on the plane, or they're there at the Oval Office, something like that. But yeah, I remember that. So, you know what I think it is with this PG&E thing and these fires and what's taking place? I believe that they're setting up for something with the IG report dropping. This is what I said. I think they're doing this because they have to control the narrative. They'll do anything. It's either going to be a FF or they're going to do a natural disaster. And the only way that they can do that is probably with a forest fire over there. They're going to take out 800 people's electricity. So they have no way to call in and out. They don't unless they have generators. And then they're going to catch them on fire. This is what they're doing. You're right. It is a sign of depopulation. And I think it's a sign of changing the narrative for something that's in the works that they know is about to happen, which we know it could be tomorrow. It could be Monday the IG report drops. But it's going to be within these next probably 13 days. It could be any of those days it's going to drop. And they're getting ready. They're going to set the narrative with a fire. They're going to set the narrative with a FF. And I think that's what this is all about. What do you think about that?
Well, there's also something about a dam. And I'm not sure, maybe somebody in the chat knows, but there's a dam out there in California that people are worried about it breaking or something happening with that dam. And I think it's probably something they have purposely not kept up to date. It seems like they're trying to do a whole bunch of stuff out there in California. And it's really, I had heard before all of this that China owned California and that China owned parts of the Midwest and Hawaii. They own Hawaii too. So I had thought when they first started using those direct energy weapons that China was pissed off because Trump won and they weren't going to get California. They paid for it, however. But, I just heard today about that big container thing that President Trump put a stop to, which was right out there in Long Island. I heard that on Dave's X22 report about that whole China owned that port there. This giant container port at Long Beach.
People are saying it's the Orville Dam.
The Orville Dam, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that entered my mind, just because I'd heard about it. There's a lot of things that could happen in California.
Yeah, I mean, it's a deep state nest. We all know that, but I think it's going to go red this year. I think it's going to be a Republican state, conservative state. Yeah, go ahead, Linda. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry too. I get excited and then I want to say something.
Say it, go.
But a lot of people, when I went to this thing up at this, it's like a fire department that they have in Sarasota, and the Republicans meet there, and I went for the first time, and they had a lady there from California, and she was really dynamic, and she said that just what you said. She said California is more red, just like they're lying to us or lying to these brainwashed dumbasses.
Yeah. The polls are fixed. All polls.
And they're saying, oh, nobody goes to Trump rallies and this and that and the other, and we know it's a lie. Well, she was saying they're lying about California. California has a lot more red pill people out there.
I've heard that as well.
Supporters than they're letting us know. And so she goes around and stumps for Trump, and she's a real vivacious gal, you know. She was very California-y, but she says a lot of people love Trump out in California. So I pray for the people out in California all the time because of all of this. And I know that Jerry Brown is probably set everything up for these other politicians that cheated their way in. I don't really blame the people of California because I think it's been nothing but election fraud, you know, for years now. And
I agree. I 100% agree. Guys, if there's over 830 people in here right now, would you please, if you hear me and Linda's voice, click that like button. And if everyone donated right now $2, it would definitely support this great channel. It supports free content on a great platform for you to get real news. We're talking about real things here that are serious. This isn't fake news. This is actually realism that we push out there. So if you want to support and keep this channel afloat, you can go to my PayPal or my Patreon. You can also go down into the super chat, and if you want your question read, you can super chat your question.
And I want to thank all the people that support me too, because of you guys, I can do this. I can do this every day. I can do this all the time, and this is all I do. I mean, this is really all I do. I don't mind it. It's a busy job. I've never been busier in my life than I am right now. Name the worst job that I've ever had, and I've not been this busy. But I love every minute of it, and I love it's kind of an awesome responsibility, isn't it, Thomas?
Yeah, we are the news now. You know, there's about 10 channels out there. We are the news. It's what it is.
So it's kind of exciting in a lot of ways, you know, that we have this awesome responsibility, and you know, it's kind of just been hoisted on us. And
I think we were picked. I think we're picked somehow.
Maybe you're right. They needed somebody snarky, and then they needed somebody who, I really like your studio and all that stuff that you're doing, and I also love that thing, and I wanted to mention this when Thomas comes out and that Trump tank is like firing and all that stuff is going on, fireworks and everything, and Trump is standing on the tank, and you're reporting the news. That's really great. And I just know from experience, it takes a long time to set that stuff up and get it right. And you've done a really good job.
Thank you, Linda. That's very sweet of you. Your channel's blowing up now. You're almost about to hit 80,000 subs. I mean, that's amazing. We're getting a lot of people super chatting right now. So let's go. Let me get some of these questions to you real quick. Some of these are comments. Like I said, you want to super chat your question, your comment, your concern, whatever you want to, and we'll read it on here. For True Freedom USA, where we go one, we go all. Absolutely, ma'am or sir. We're all in this together. Stephen Ross, looks like it's from across the pond, Northern Ireland. Blessings ever to you and those you cherish, from Belfast, Northern Ireland. My friends, we are worldwide. And thank you, Steven. Very kind of you to tune in over here. I know it's probably late as hell over there, but you're staying in there. Hey, it's the weekend, my man. So I'm glad you're spending your Friday evening with us. It's probably Saturday there now. But thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Candace Estave, think depopulation. She says, hi, Linda. We have EO2 Dave. if black voters in the big cities vote for Trump, the country will turn red. I agree on that. Let's talk about that for a minute. I am seeing so many black voters out there right now. Conservative channels on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all out there right now.
Yeah.
Are you seeing this as well?
Oh, yeah. And it's amazing. And I have a lot of, I follow a lot of Black men and women who, I was born in Washington, D.C. And when I grew up there, it was like, I don't know, eventually at some point it was like 98% Black, and that's where I grew up. That's my stomping grounds. So I really, really love what's happening now in the Black community because, there's this kind of give and take, pull and tug, that has been there throughout the years. And it's all the media. It's all the media. And when you look back on it, you see, I used to think to myself, how come they only make movies about racist white people? How come they never make movies about the people that put their lives on
propaganda?
The line? Back in the days of civil rights movements, there were so many white people that put their lives on the line that got killed, got set on fire, got lynched along with Black people trying to help fight that battle for civil rights. But you never hear anything about those people and, from Hollywood because they're not interested in bringing people together. And first of all, they're not interested in the truth, but no. They're not interested in us being together, having any kumbaya moments. They want to tear us to pieces.
United, there's no stopping us. If we unite, it's over. It's over. We got some more super chats. They're coming at us quick. There's a pic of the USA flag lit in California darkness, just like in New York City, the power outage when Epstein was in jail. I'm not sure what you mean by that, KZ. There's a pic of the USA flag lit in California. Darkness. In California, darkness. Just like in New York City, power outage when Epstein was in jail. Are you saying it's like a marker or something? Like there's a sign there maybe, Gypsy Muse? Either way, thank you for that super chat. If you want to clarify that, you can. I'll read it. It's fine. Simitrov Aussie says here, love you guys. Drain all swamps. Worldwide, son. Drain them all. Carlotta Lista says, much love from Texas. Thank you both. You're very welcome. We do our best. I know me and Linda, we work our butts off.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, it's very sweet. V, thank you for the super chat. Jen Haas, thank you for the super chat. And let me get caught up. Aaron Nosp says, did you get the email I sent? So many things people will not believe. JFK Jr. My man, Aaron, I get so many emails. I really don't want to get into JFK Jr., to be honest. It's just too touchy for me. I have my thoughts. I'm sure Linda has her thoughts. If she wants to talk about it, if you want to talk about Jr., we can go ahead. We got about 10, 12 minutes left. If you want to talk about him, we can, or we could talk about something else.
Well, unless you've got something else you want to talk
about. No. You're the guest. Let's go. Let's do what you need to do.
As far as JFK Jr. goes, I kind of like talking about it because I see where he could be alive. I really do, because all the earmarks, all the signs were there that Smelly Pants was going to off him, and with the Arkansas and all, he was raised. Look, his father was assassinated. He's watched a lot of people be assassinated by this cabal over the years. And Smelly Pants Clinton, she's got an Arkansas list, with almost 100 people or over 100 people. So I think it's quite possible that he saw the writing on the wall. Also, there was a kidnapping attempt, and there's an FBI Freedom of Information Act on a kidnapping attempt. There was more than one. I think there was multiple kidnapping attempts on JFK Jr. And it's not out of the question that after those kidnapping attempts and after watching his dad be assassinated and other people being assassinated and jailed, that he didn't, orchestrate, because it could have been remote controlled. The plane could have been. Oh,
yeah. They had those patents. Absolutely. Well, the deep state had them, right? The deep state stole those patents, and then 7 out of 10 planes that go down or on purpose.
Also, remember Loretta Fuddy and that whole fake plane crash, and she's alive today, Obama's mammy. And she, the same woman, and I can't think of her name, she had a man's name, went off and became Loretta Fuddy, who was the one who okayed Obama's birth certificate. She's a CIA agent. She moves in and out of identities. So she became Loretta Fuddy, and they placed her in the, birth certificate place. She signed the birth certificate, and then she mysteriously died. How? In a CIA orchestrated plane crash. They faked the plane crash and they faked her death. So it's not like they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's quite possible that he could be alive. Do I pin my hopes on it? No. But do I keep a piece of myself to think?
Right.
Yeah,
I respect that. I respect that because I'm the same way. I'm gonna keep an open mind about it. I'm not gonna delve into it. You know, I know a lot of people email me constantly and ask me on Twitter. It is what it is. Almost Heaven says Thomas, she has proof. I'm disappointed in you. There's no need for that. Like I have my opinion. She has her opinion. I just agreed with Linda just now. So, come on, give me a break.
That I had proved it.
Yeah. Almost Heaven says Linda has proof.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know if you do.
He's talking about 107 probably.
Yeah.
And the answer to that is, I don't know if he's JFK Jr. or not. I know him through my show. Yeah, he does sound like JFK Jr. Mm-hmm. And who knows, he's a government person. He doesn't go talking about, all of his stuff, because as a former government agent, he could be in, that could put his life in danger. So
sure.
How am I supposed to know? He's not going to tell me anything. So
yeah, they sworn to secrecy, but it's, it is what it is. It's interesting. It's fun to think about. It is. And I've heard him, he gives good information. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Q said the dead are going to come back to life. Q said that. And so I want to know what that means. Could it mean JFK? Yeah. Could it mean Seth Rich never really died? They got him out of the hospital. Look at Epstein. I don't think he's dead. I think that was a Arkansas trap. So I think they.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think that was an Arkansas trap. I don't think Q or the White Hats would have put him in a place where he could commit suicide or where Black Hats could get to him.
Right.
So for that reason, I feel like it was a trap for an Arkansas. And if they catch them trying to Arkansas Epstein, that opens the door, because who they think did it. The Clintons were celebrating.
Yes.
That opens the door to all the other Arkansans.
No funeral. Epstein, no funeral.
Yep.
No, the autopsy was done by a Clinton goon. Where Epstein was national news. That woke up so many people and it's just gone. Same thing with this. We got about 5 minutes left. Same thing with this Edna, or whatever the hell her name is. Grutenberg or whatever. What was her name? That little kid? What was her name? Thurnberg or whatever. Gone. Bye-bye. They changed the narrative. That's what they do. These people come and they go. They come and they go. Just like, I can't say his name, but Dr. or Mr. Hogue. H-O-G-G. I know his real name. I just can't. That's definitely a key word. Just like that kid. They come and then they go. The narrative. The narrative changes. Yeah. The narrative changes. This is what they do. But, whatever. We're winning bigly.
Yeah. And also they're exposed. It's like now they're doing it, but it's like they don't have any clothes on. It's kind of like, we see you.
Exactly. I totally agree. We got like about 3 minutes left. This went by way too fast. And
I know. We didn't get to talk about vril lizards or any of that stuff.
We will. We got to do this. Now that this is up and going. The only reason we couldn't do it before was because Zoom was acting up. I think it was on my end. I actually know it was, but Red Pill helped me out with all this, so it's all set up. And we could get back to what we wanted to do before. Yeah. The whole maybe a conspiracy Saturday or something like that. We could do.
What if you say beyond the headlines?
Beyond the headlines, yeah, we gotta keep that hush hush. I want to surprise everybody. Joanne Honeywell says a dynamic duo. Thank you, Joanne. Very sweet of you.
Beyond the headlines.
Yes. Anyways, guys, I want to thank Linda for coming on. This is gonna be like a regular. We're gonna try and do this, right? Can we? We'll talk about it off the air or whatever. But this was good. We were steady at about 835 people in here the entirety of the time. So I think people, they want to see you. They like you.
Oh, good.
This
they
though.
Like you
Yeah, they dig you, which is cool. And that's, we had pretty much the same crowd, the same followers out there, which is cool. I think everyone's grouped in like that, which is really nice. The support and the camaraderie, it knows no bounds. It's amazing.
And I was going to say, I think sure. What I like about it the most is we're not competing with each other. We're actually helping each other.
Exactly. We're not competing.
But yeah, we're not. We're helping each other.
Yes.
That's the thing. And helping to get the word out. That's like the main thing is get the word out. Wake these people up, or else I'm going to have a murder charge hanging over my head.
Yeah, that's me too.
My hands going for their throats, It's like I want to kill some of these people. I want to hurt them, not in a bad way, just to help them.
Exactly. It's frustrating at times, but I think in the end we'll all prevail. Where can they find you, Linda? Where can this crowd find you today?
Well, I'm on McAllister TV. That's my YouTube channel. And I have a backup YouTube channel for my doggy, Truman the Red Pill dog. And if anything happens to my channel, then I'll be over at Truman's channel.
Absolutely. Big time. And real quick, I don't think I mentioned this before. Please subscribe to True Reporting 2.0 right now. Right now, do that right now, please.
Channel?
That's my backup channel, yeah, just in case.
Yeah, it's important because of what YouTube's doing and how they're doing it and the information that's about to drop. They're not going to like it.
Not going to like it one bit. No. And they can follow you on Twitter. You're not sure about the name right now?
Paris, I think, is my Twitter.
Say it one more time.
I think it's LJ Paris. You can find the link on my blog, which is deplorablemcallister.com. And have a blog there. And also on my blog is a link to the mega meme folder, which I took all of my mega memes, and I think I sent you a link to this too, Thomas.
You did. Thank you.
All the mega memes that I got off the mega meme folder are re-uploaded to the server, and they're in zip files, and you can go there and get them. And if you go to my blog, there's a link to all kinds of memeage, because we're in Red October and we need the memeage.
Yes, we do. That's very smart, and thank you for that. I really appreciate that. P.S. Love the pillows, love the backdrop. I'm digging that. Like it a lot. Very patriotic. I'm loving it.
Kind of an after dark feel, right?
I love it. I think it's awesome. Guys, I want to thank Linda so much. We're going to talk off air. It'll probably be tomorrow because I am feeling not so good right now, which stinks. Yeah. I wish I felt a lot better. Guys, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to Linda's channel. You can donate to this channel, like I said before, by going to the super chat down below, PayPal, Patreon, P.O. Box, and we have True Reporting merch. Please follow me on Twitter. We're about to hit 17,000, that special number. We're about 200 people or 200 followers away. So if you haven't, please make an account on Twitter. It takes 10 seconds, and then follow me and Linda on Twitter.
And
yes.
President Trump.
Yes, and at Real Donald Trump as well. That's the straight connection from us to him and vice versa. It's reciprocal. That is the real news, my friends. I want to thank Linda for coming on the show tonight. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, Linda. We need to do this more often.
I enjoyed it too. We could have kept on going, but you need to get in bed and take some
I need something. I need something because I haven't felt this bad in a long time. But I want to thank everyone who stuck around, even with the rallies on right now. We still leveled out at 600 people. So, you know, we're doing really good. I want to thank all the mods as well. I want to thank everyone who super chatted. It helps out. You have no idea how much that helps out. It combats censorship. When we can't get views out there, that is how we make money. This is how we are able to do this full time. And when they suppress these channels, you guys have to come in and help us out, because this is how it works. It's a free platform. This is your platform. What's mine is yours. You come on to my show, you talk about it. Make sure you leave a like. Let's get to 1,000 likes, guys. And guys, I will talk to y'all very soon. Thank you, Linda. I'm gonna basically just key this outro, and we'll go ahead and end the stream, and then we'll talk a little bit afterward. Okay. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Good night.